Good! Whatever it is for you. Hello, welcome to the coolest podcast on the whole internet. My name's Kai.
My name's Fraser.
And you're listening to...
Do you know what? That was quite interesting doing it the other way around.
It was, wasn't it? We never do that, so...
No, it gives more content to put after.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it's
wow.
not that I totally forgot how we do the intro, but...
So now it's like music's playing and probably the music's just about to end, or it's probably already ended, God knows.
Ah, poor music.
Oh, I like the music.
Me too.
I've
Keep it
been
going.
I've been considering getting like a custom tune done through like a Fiverr person or something.
Mm-hmm.
But even if I were to get one done, I wouldn't know what to do.
No, it's confusing, isn't it, to what to do?
I mean, we are Help I'm Stuck in the podcast, so, and one of the things that we came through, or what Kai suggested, based off of this name, was, it's similar to I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Boom, boom, ciao!
So, like, I've always imagined something not similar to I'm a Celebrity, but, you know, the same sort of upbeat style, like with,
What if we, like, grab the I'm a Celebrity one and just play it in reverse?
what was it just...
It'd be something like that, wouldn't it?
That would be awful. But I'd love to give it a go.
Alright, someone tweet us with it, please, thanks.
Thank you.
That's how you get people to do stuff for you. You just say
talking
you
of tweets, you know, last week I mentioned the chocolate tweet, where for those of you that didn't listen to last week's podcast, I said I tweeted out on Monday the whatever it was, I think it was Monday the 11th. It's Singles Day and I've only got one single square of chocolate left. Please send me chocolate. And I left a link to my Amazon wishlist and someone actually sent it. Well, after recording that podcast the next day, another one was sent. So,
oh yeah,
I'd received 2 massive bars of chocolate through that tweet.
Not bad.
And I still haven't finished the first one. I'm close because I've shared it around with my family. I gave them all like 2 lines each or whatever.
Sharing.
It's just so much.
Aye.
So yeah, I shared it around and it's still not finished. So I'm almost there though. I think I've got about 4 lines left.
Yeah.
4 lines of 8, so it's like 32 squares of chocolate, which is still like a massive amount.
Yeah, it's loads.
But yeah, that tweet's gone well. I don't want to go too far into it because obviously we talked about it last week. But yeah, there's 2. If you want to make it 3, you know where to go at iVexSHD. You might have to scroll down a little bit though.
You can also buy me one as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how you
don't
make
know
one,
how.
but you can buy me one. Bring it to me. Just find me.
Hand delivered.
Yeah, just don't come to my house though.
Then how are they going to find you?
I've leaked my address. It's somewhere.
Don't come to my house. I've leaked my address.
I'm joking. I mean, like, you know, I people have seen me in public before. Just hope that you'll find me. Well, it's just stand outside and hope that I walk past.
Just stay where you are. One day Kai could walk down your road.
Yeah.
Just give it a little while.
Well, you never know. It might be good.
You know how you ended off the podcast? Yes, podcast. You know how you ended off the podcast last week with that French?
Not really, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, what did that French sentence actually mean for those people that actually guessed over the time the podcast was live?
It was something about Sonic, wasn't it?
Yes.
I think it was something like Sonic the Hedgehog looks better or looks great.
I think that was
it was just that.
So well done to everyone else who got that.
And if you didn't, well, learn your French. Go back to school.
Stand outside. Maybe
Bonjour.
I will walk down your road and teach you.
Bonjour.
Although the only way you get Kai to teach you that is you have to approach him in French.
Oh, yeah, oui.
If you approach him in English first, then it doesn't work. You've lost your opportunity.
La baguette is la piscine.
What?
The baguette is the swimming pool.
Yes. I thought that was what that meant, but that didn't make any sense. When the baguette's so good, you just start swimming in it.
Oh, baguette!
Splish splash.
Speaking of French and Sonic the Hedgehog, get rid of the French part because bonjour, oui, oui, hon, hon, off your pop. Sonic got redesigned, didn't he?
He did.
For the film.
What do you think of it?
So much better, but I still think the film's not going to be good.
Better. What? In what way?
I don't know. It just seems too children orientated. Does that make sense?
Well, if you think about it, that's probably its target market.
I suppose, but
like,
Sonic's
even,
not really like around that much anymore for kids.
Even Detective Pikachu, even though it's got like a dedicated fan base, it's still targeted for children.
It was amazing.
So, but the thing,
I'm just a big child. That's what it is.
Same here, though. Like, everyone can enjoy Pokemon. It doesn't matter what age you are. There's not really... Like, it is
Nobody allowed,
children-oriented.
Unless you are 10.
Or above. Or below.
No.
If you're exactly 10, no. If you're above 10 or below 10, yes.
Yeah, screw you 10-year-olds.
On your 10th birthday, you're just banned from Pokemon.
Yeah.
But it's children-oriented. It's got a dedicated fan base that has lingered. And obviously, Pokemon consistently makes games. Pokemon Go was a massive thing in summer 2019. Yes, the new games just come out. I think we'll go to that in a moment.
Yeah.
Whereas Sonic, there's no games, is there? There's no more games coming out.
There's not really any coming out within the last, 15 years, probably.
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, and that's about it.
That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
I mean, you get, the odd ones for the Wii, which was, Sonic and the Cursed Ring or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. It was something like that, or the Golden Rings or something.
It's just not mainstream.
No, it seems like Sega's kind of popped out a bit. It seems like they kind of left it to Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
You know? And
so
odd thing.
I feel like the film will be good.
Oh yeah, it might be, but
I just don't think that because it doesn't have it's dedicated. Fucking hell! Why am I not able to speak today? Because it doesn't have its dedicated fan base to hype it up as much as Nintendo's Pokemon fan base.
See,
it's going to go unseen, I reckon.
With
Even
the
though
Sonic one, yeah. Maybe so it could get attention from its older fan base. Maybe they purposely designed it awfully in the first place because they got this redesign done very, very quickly for the whole film as well. You know, maybe they were building up the hype.
It did
to get people interested.
It did take a lot of convincing with the old Sonic design for them to put it across as this is going to be a good film.
Yeah.
But no one was convinced. Like, a few people were like, yeah, it could be good. This is realism, but at the same time, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. He's obscurely designed as it is. If they're going to be like, oh, he's not real, well, even the actual Sonic the Hedgehog game isn't bloody real. I mean, he's got legs that he can stand on.
Don't say that to Sonic.
Hedgehogs can't do that in real life.
They can stand on legs. What are you on about?
Yeah, but they have to stand on all four.
Yeah.
Whereas Sonic's got hands.
Belly. You can rub their belly.
Still. They walk on all fours.
Too.
They don't have thumbs.
Yeah, neither does my cat.
And that's why she doesn't stand on two legs.
She does when I pick up her other legs. You know when you're getting your dog or cat to... Yeah, why not? You know when you're getting your dog or cat though, you grab their two front paws or whatever and go you can kind of see what I'm doing with my hands, can't you? Just by that noise.
Yeah. I get you.
They're on their two back legs, oh my god, what the fuck is going on?
I guess, yeah.
Something like that.
Dogs, though, can actually go on just their back two legs. We've
cats
never
can too. I've seen cats do it before.
Have you seen that video of
I know what you're on about already.
Of where they put the tape upside down on the floor, and then they put the cat on the tape, and the cat was like, "Oh, I don't know what to do with my feelings," and it ended up walking on its back legs.
Yeah.
In a way, it's not cruelty. I guess it's a bit mean, but it's not cruelty. But it was so strange because I've never realized how easy it is for animals to do that. They just don't naturally do it.
Yeah.
They're French. All animals are French.
The French is back. Sonic, go away. I lost track of what I was going to say, so whenever I do that, I seem to make a noise and hope that it's the right noise to make. Usually it's not.
Yeah. Maybe this could be a recurring theme, just having French Sonic.
Oh, Knuckles! Oh, baguette Knuckle!
Instead of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, why don't they just have
Mario and Sonic watching the Olympic Games?
Just a whole game of you eating popcorn, popping out to concession stand, going to the toilet, coming back, clapping.
Oh, yeah.
Use your Switch controllers to make clapping actions. That sounds
that'd be
awful.
amazing. What do you mean? I like the two different reactions there. That sounds amazing and that sounds awful.
What game did that, though? There was a game where you had to make clapping gestures.
That was in Mario and Sonic.
No, it wasn't Mario and Sonic.
It was 2008 one. They used to be you had to get like the nunchuck and the Wii remote.
That's
and
it.
Push them together and whatever. They don't do that in this one, which I was really depressed with.
Wow, that's just stupid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because there's Nintendo Switch Lite now, where you can actually take the controllers off.
I suppose.
So you lose. But it'd be good though if like they program the game so if it can detect that you're on a Switch Lite, that feature's just skipped altogether. Whereas if you are on a Switch, you can either do it or manually skip it depending on whether you want to take your Switch controllers, your Joy-Cons, off of the Switch, or you're not playing inside the controller dock or whatever.
Most of the time you have to play with the controller, I'm pretty sure.
It gets a bit uncomfortable after a while, doesn't it?
I
like their Pro controller, but I don't want to buy the Pro controller at the same time.
Yeah, I feel like the Joy-Cons or whatever, I feel like they're a lot more practical. You get two, you can make, like, obviously they make one big remote, or you can have two small remotes. I think that's what's good about them.
I guess it's good for travel and stuff.
That is good if you've got
its
friends
main
around
selling
as well,
point. Yeah, exactly. You could just hand it over and then, was it pair up to 4?
Yeah. No, you can pair up to 8.
Oh yeah, it is up to 8, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
it, 4 players, 8 controllers. Makes sense.
It might be 8 players, you know.
Oh my god, can you imagine 16... Can you imagine 16 controllers on one Switch?
No. It's like you can have 8 remotes, but change that to 8 players. So like 8 Joy-Cons.
Oh my god.
And then like I think it works for Mario Kart. I'm not 100% certain.
Can you imagine how small the screen would be? Unless you dock it in. Because like 4-player split screen on one Switch as it is tiny. But having 8, is that 8-player split screen? That doesn't sound right.
I might be wrong. I remember seeing that you can have 8 players on some games though. Maybe it's like games that are like you have to have all of you in one place or something like that, and it's like one screen shows everything.
Your field of view would be awful. Yeah. Oh, I get what you mean. So like side scrollers, really.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
I think that might be right.
I guess there's only one way to find out. Buy a game and see how many friends you can get going.
Well,
but I don't have friends.
I have a game here. Let me have a look on the back of Mario Kart and let me tell you quick.
Okay, go for it.
On the back of the Mario Kart one, it says you can have 1 to 4 players offline, 2 to 8 players local, or 1 to 12 players online.
Oh, so 1 to 4 players offline. So it's 4-player split screen tops, and then you can link up your
switches.
switches.
Switches, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So in reality, you can only really have 4 Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
On a Switch.
Yeah, I think so. So
it makes sense.
I think 4 pairs, maybe?
Let me just see what... Hold on. Have I got any other multiplayer games here? I think... Hold on, Splatoon. Can you do split screen Splatoon? You can do up to 3 players on Splatoon.
I'm stuck.
Oh, no, you can't. Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure Splatoon, you have to have another console, don't you?
It's 1 console per person.
Yeah. I remember when I had it. I never got into it too much, but I remember when I had it.
I completed Splatoon. I like that.
Yeah.
But then since I completed it, I've been like, oh, well, it needs online, and I don't really play it enough to justify buying Switch online.
Do you not have the free one?
Yeah, but I've used up all of the months.
What, the whole year?
I think so.
I've still got mine.
Because you got 3 months, and then you got 9 months, right?
Yeah, you get a year.
Let me have a look. I literally haven't booted up my Switch.
I'm sure you should have more time than that, because mine's still going.
How do you find out your membership?
Good question.
I think you gotta go to the store or something like that. Here's me. Assistant update is required. Bollocks. Never mind. We won't do that.
Speaking of the Switch, though, new Pokemon game come out.
Yeah, you've got it as well.
I have. I've been playing it. I'm streaming it tonight as well.
And by tonight, it doesn't mean
tonight.
like literally.
It might be.
What, you're gonna be streaming on Wednesday?
Maybe.
Okay, so
I am
Kai's
back
streaming it on his
Wednesday.
channel occasionally, so go over there and have a look, and he might be streaming it.
Thank you. Oh, I had the genius idea. They got a thing called Wonder Trade or whatever, or Special Trade, where you just select a random Pokemon of yours and you get someone else's random Pokemon they've selected across the world somewhere. I had the genius idea of advertising my own YouTube channel on it.
I think that's so smart.
It's smart, isn't it? And people are like, Kai, you're so begging. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm trying to advertise here.
Can you imagine if someone actually came to your stream?
Well, that's the thing. I don't expect anyone to, but if someone does, how amazing is that?
That is a story to tell. I found this channel because you sent me a Pokemon randomly.
Yeah. How good would that be?
That would be so cool.
The game is pretty cool. I played it for about 3 or 4 hours by this point, I think. And it's quite easy to get to grips with, obviously, especially if you're like a new player. It goes over all the basics and whatever else. You get I'm not too far in it yet. I haven't done any of the gyms or anything like that, just because I haven't got to them. But it's quite fun. It's quite interesting. I keep giving the characters stupid voices. That's always good as well.
I watched a bit of your stream last night.
Oh, you sweet thing.
And it looks good. Well, I mean, I'm a good friend. I watch streams.
Thank you. I watched some of yours actually as well. You know.
Oh, sweet.
So someone put in your chat something like, "Please subscribe to my channel." And I was like, it came up as like, "Would you like to hide it?" And no one was doing it, so I was like, "I'll do it."
Good moderator.
I don't talk much when I'm in streams. Have you realised?
I didn't even know you were there.
Exactly.
Well, now I know.
I usually pop in for a good like at least 10 minutes to most people if they're streaming.
Yeah.
But I just don't talk.
I always say something. Like, even if I then don't talk after, or I just say something stupid. Like, when I came back to your stream last night, like, after I took a break, and then I first came back, you were naming a Pokemon, so I literally just put my name in the chat.
I think that was one that I was naming youtube.com/KRB.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Oh,
but you get 12 characters and my name just fits. So I put YT to put YouTube because I thought that's quite obvious.
Smart. Wait, does that take you literally up to 12 characters? YT.com/KAIRB. Oh yeah, it literally takes up to 12 exactly.
It's good, isn't it? So, good advertising there.
I guess if I were to do that, I'd literally have to just put YT and then IvexSHD.
YT/IvexHD or something like that.
Yeah, unless I just change my channel name for the sake of this.
To
force it to...
IVEXU.
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 Yeah, that's a new channel name, guys. Come in 2020.
It's Ivexu! That's your intro as well.
I've been considering rebranding for ages.
You haven't done it.
I haven't done it literally just because social media sites are stupid. This is... I don't know... Actually, no, I've never talked about this other than privately between friends. But like not last year, wow. Earlier on this year when we were in Orlando, just before we went to Orlando, I sent off an email to Twitter requesting for a username. Now, they generally don't accept Twitter username requests, but I basically went all full in depth of it. Now, I'm not going to say exactly what I said, just because like I don't want to go massively in detail of like exactly what I said. But the first couple of times that I did it, like earlier on in the year when I was originally planning to do it, they said no straight up, and I was like, I really need to rethink this and then decide exactly what I want before I do it. And then it came around to June, and I was like, right, I'm going to send off again. I put in all this extra information that I thought of, and it worked.
We were at Universal, weren't we?
We were at Universal. Twitter replied saying, yes, you can have this username. And I was like, oh my god.
I remember we were in the queue for Spider-Man, and you were like, oh my god, guess what? And we were like, what?
Yeah. I was so shocked because I was just expecting another rejection.
Yeah.
And then what's even worse is that when I replied, I had to create a new account for it to be transferred on because I didn't want it put on my main account straight away. I had to create a new account. I said, right, this is the account I want to transfer it here. And, you know, thank you so much. They then replied with like another generic thing, like going back to square one, saying, we need to verify your identity. And I was like, hold on a minute. I sent a reply saying, I'm away. Can you look at my original attachments, please? And your previous letter of acceptance. They basically took it away from me after that. They said no. And I was like, what the fuck? That's like taking candy away from a baby.
Yeah, it's stupid, isn't it?
To be rejected, whatever. I've got like my expectations set for that. But to offer and then refuse it after you've offered is so shit.
Twat move.
That is so shit. And like, they don't even give you a reason when they reject you. Well, they usually say, we don't accept general public requests for inactive accounts.
After they said yes, you'd expect like, oh, okay.
Well, that's it. If they were to then reject it, then surely they would go, actually, sorry, we can't do this because. And if they said that, I'd be a little bit more understanding. But they weren't. They weren't like that. They clearly...
Hashtag Twitter is over party.
They use the same email templates every single time. I know, because I've seen them all.
Yep.
So when I was rejected again, I then got another generic rejection template back. When I was further told that I couldn't have it, I then complained back, and then that's when I got a human response, which was still very, very generic, but you could tell because the font was different.
Is that why? The only reason you could tell was because of the font.
The font was smaller and different. It was generic template, then in the middle it was like... I can't remember what it is now. But basically, I'm so annoyed, and I'm not going to like start a hate party or anything like, oh, tweet Twitter saying this, because nothing's going to happen. They're not going to do it. It's just their policy.
Yeah.
But it's just so frustrating to have that even happen.
I get that. It's especially after they say yes. That's the worst part.
That is literally the salt in the wound there.
So, screw you, Twitter.
So I'm, yeah, screw you, fuck you, and thanks for having a good site because I like your site, but fuck you for being so mean to me.
Yeah, I mean, at least give him the name. Go on.
That's the worst experience I've had on Twitter.
Yeah.
I've been rejected for shit on Twitter many times. I've been accepted for like the beta programs as well. So, like, I've seen my fair share of exclusive stuff and my fair share of shit that, you know, I shouldn't actually have got, but I just thought I'd shoot in the dark. But to have an acceptance and then say, actually, no, that's just, ugh. Anyway, yeah, I've rambled on for too much about that. Out of order.
But,
it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, there's another thing here which you got put down, which is iPhone battery health.
Oh my god, yeah, I was going to mention like a couple of podcasts back saying since iOS 13 came out with their dark mode, my iPhone battery has been so much better.
Yeah.
It saved battery
a lot, doesn't it?
And like even just general usage, because things are darker, like scrolling through emails, it's not using that much brightness. Yeah. And it's saving the battery. But that was a few weeks ago. And now there's been an update again, things like 13.2 point whatever. And or maybe it's 13.3 now, I don't know. But now my battery's gone back to being shite.
Really?
I was going to praise them and say, wow, dark mode is amazing. Not only does it look good, but it saved my battery. But now my battery's gone back to being shite. But it might not be everyone. I think it's just me, because my iPhone has been problematic with its battery for years.
Well, I mean, you have had it for a while now, haven't you? So
yeah, I'm almost at the 3-year mark with my iPhone. But even after like a year of having my iPhone, it popped up, or when I think it was after a year of having my iPhone, when I were to go to my battery health page, or whenever the battery health page was released, it said at the bottom, your iPhone battery needs a service or something like that, after a year. And if I go to my battery health tab now, it says service on the button, then you click on it and it says important battery message. Your battery's health is significantly degraded and an authorized service provider can replace it. But I don't want to pay so much money to replace the battery when I'm going to be getting a new phone over the next year anyway.
I'd say just keep it as it is then for now, you know.
Well, that's it. And my maximum capacity has like plummeted to 77%.
Aye.
So that's maximum capacity basically is in relation to the capacity of your battery from the moment you got it. So when you first get your phone, it's 100%. When it degrades over time from consistent use, it's gone down to 77%. So even though it charges up to 100%, it's 77% of the original battery capacity. So to put it in relation, I guess it's as if I'm charging up 77% every single time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, lately it's got so bad because like I barely use my phone during the day anymore because of work. I use it on the bus to like scroll through Twitter and listen to Spotify, and that's to and from work. I use it at lunchtime to just scroll through Twitter, reply to some messages, and then I come home. I usually am on a call when I'm driving home as well. Not all the time, but most of the time I am on a call when I'm going home. And in those like short time frames of me actually using it, and we went through, if you didn't listen to last week's podcast, we went through our screen time and stuff. That all adds up to literally only about 3 hours of use. And that will take me down to like 15 to 10%.
Yeah.
Every single day. Admittedly, most of it is Snapchat.
Oh, it's always Snapchat. It's because it's the one that pops up the most, isn't it?
If Snapchat wasn't so shite with its battery usage, then I think my phone could be okay. But it's still very poor, and like, I just don't want to replace my phone battery. It'll take forever. You have to send it off.
But you're gonna get a new one probably next year, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to get one this year, but I'm so unhappy with all of them.
Yeah, they're not very good.
So yeah, it's next year.
But at least you're getting it, I guess.
What's your battery health? Do you have a service?
I had a look on mine. I just had a look a minute ago. It is 88%.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But I've only had this phone for a year and 2 months or something like that now.
You've got an 8, haven't you? Have you got an 8 plus or an 8? Ah, right, yes.
But
I've got a
I'm
7
not looking
plus.
at
I'm one
upgrading
below
for like
you.
another year or two, so I'm all right.
That's fair enough.
The
8 plus is still a really good phone.
Exactly. I'm still impressed by the camera and stuff. Sorry, I just pulled my ear out.
Pulled your ear out?
Yeah, the headphone.
Oh, right. You literally just detached your ear from your face.
Yeah, that's what I like to do in my spare time. You know what? We've got a few more minutes left, yeah?
Yeah.
We got some more subjects that we'll talk about next week. But you introduced me to Flight Radar, yeah?
Yeah.
I thought it'd be quite a nice thing to quickly talk about for like the end of this.
Okay.
Because obviously we're both going on flights coming up, aren't we? To
yes.
To Munich. I'm going up to Scotland for a few days.
Yeah.
I've been updating mine in the background of this as well whilst talking because
Nice.
I'm good at multitasking, surprisingly. And I finally got all my return flights sorted. But
for those who don't know, Flight Radar is a site where basically you can track planes live on their map. You can literally look up all information about these planes, which is great and all, but then they've also got this other section called My Flight Radar, where you can basically put in your flight log and your flight diary, and it then builds up this map and statistics of all of your flights. It shows how much CO2 you've emitted from your flights, how long you've been flying, how far you've flown, how many flights you've had. Putting in your stats as well. You can say, I was in the window seat, I was in the middle seat, I was in the aisle seat, and it'll give you like a little pie chart based on it, your favourite airports, your favourite airlines, and then the cool thing is it also puts pins on a map, and shows you like lines in between them, so it shows you literally how far you've gone around the world, which is really cool.
I do like... Ow! Sorry, I just hit my hand. It's quite cool. I like it. It's a nice like way of keeping like track of everywhere you've been.
Yeah. I've been using it for a little while now, and although I don't have that many flights on there, like compared to some other accounts, it's still like so cool to be able to look back and go, wow, this is how far I've gone.
Yeah.
And
I think it's quite a cool little thing to look at. Obviously, it's not all the countries you've been to, is it? Because, again, you've driven to some, you've been driven to some.
And there's some on there where we literally just can't remember the flight information. I've been to Spain God knows how many times, like when I was younger, but I don't have any exact information about those flights.
My biggest thing is I try and remember like the rough time of year for it. I remember I went to Spain with my dad back in 2012, and I remember it was October, and I remember it was like near the weekend because we were meant to pick one of my friends up to go to school on the same day. Yeah. We didn't. So I ditched school, by the way, for a day. Sorry. But I'm pretty sure it was near like it was the week before the holidays. So I've just kind of gone with what I can remember. I remember we had a day. So I put like mine in was I think it was the 19th of October 2012, that one. Right. That's what I've gathered from it, because I remember it was just one day that I didn't pick them up. And then the following week I didn't either. So, and I was there for about a week. I've actually caught up to you, by the way, on hours. I've overtaken you, and I haven't even put in all my Scotland ones.
You've had a lot more long haul flights.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to quickly go through like where you've been before we end off?
There's so many places that I've not put. So as I said, I've been to like Spain before. If you want to see our profiles, by the way, just go to like my.flightradar24.com/Fraser or /Kairos Best.
Aye.
Yeah, like I've been to many of them. I've been to many places like Spain, and also I went to Paris for Disneyland Paris when I was younger. But I can't remember all of that, so mine's not 100% accurate. But like I've been to Cyprus. That was not too long ago, actually. I think that was oh god, what year was that?
Do you know what? Wasn't it?
I could find out here on Flight Radar 24. I've got the record. That was in 2013.
Oh, I thought it was the year before I went. Okay.
Oh no, that was Rhodes.
That was Rhodes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been to Rhodes. I've been to Cyprus. I've been to Munich many times. I've been to Orlando recently. Been to Newcastle. Been to Glasgow. Those are the only flights I've got on there.
Aye.
But like I know, obviously I've been to Spain and France before. Where have you been, Kai?
Where haven't I been?
Estonia.
Yeah, I'm into Estonia. If you click on my link, by the way, you can see I've updated it quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
I've been up and down from London to Scotland many times because it's always cheaper flying for whatever reason. Who would have thought that flying is cheaper? But
train system's screwed in this country.
It is. It costs about £80 for a train ticket at least up to Scotland from London.
So stupid.
Or it costs £10 for a flight. What am I going to go with? A flight, obviously. But I mean, I haven't put all of my Scotland flights in. I know I've been to Glasgow from London before and back and whatever else. So it's a bit. I'm not 100% sure on which ones I've done and which ones I haven't. But I've been to. I'll go like from my first ones because I can remember where I've been. I went from London to Turkey. I went to Dalaman because I remember that was the most expensive airport and it costs about £10 for a Happy Meal.
Bloody hell.
And we didn't buy one because it was expensive. Then the next year we went to... I feel like I've missed one, but I can't remember what. I'm sure I went in 2008 as well to Turkey, but I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure I did go in 2008, but I can't find any record of it.
Just didn't happen.
Well, I know I've been there 3 times, that's the thing. But on here I've only got down 2, and that's all I could find. So I'm sure I've been there another time, but I don't think I've found it properly yet. But I've been to Turkey. I went to Turkey again in 2009, and then the following year I went to Egypt, so I went to Sharm el Sheikh. And then the year after that I went back to Turkey one last time. I'd love to go back there one day, it's lovely, just saying. I went to Spain the following year, and I didn't really fly anywhere except for Scotland for like 4 or 5 years, I think.
Right.
And then I went to... obviously, I've been like to other places in Europe, but it was just by coach and stuff.
Right, yeah.
Buses and whatever else with school. But I've also been to... Cyprus was the next big one, I think, after that. And then this year, obviously, we went to Orlando, which was lovely.
Yes.
I think next year we're planning on going to California for a little bit, which would be
fingers crossed.
Amazing.
Really want to go to that.
Still down for that. I'm also going to Orlando again in October. I'm looking at trying to go to Tokyo or Canada or somewhere.
Canada would be really nice.
I think it'd be great. I've been to Paris as well.
Nice.
But I'm sure I've been more places, just I haven't put them down.
Where have you been on holiday? Let us know on Twitter at Stuck in a Podcast. Have you been anywhere nice? Has it been hot, cold? Has it been like really stormy or something? Just let us know on Twitter. And yeah, maybe you've been to a place that we've been to.
You want to know where we were thinking of going at one point?
Where's that?
We were thinking of going to Transylvania.
Where in the world is Transylvania?
Romania.
Oh, okay.
But
that's one of those places where I've heard of it, but like I've actually not been able to pinpoint it.
Yeah. I think it's where I might be wrong. It might be where Dracula's castle is.
Nice.
I'm pretty certain it is. But there's also somewhere. It's like going a bit off topic as well. But we were looking at another holiday, and my mum found this place, which was like this is probably a couple of years ago now that she was looking. But she found this place which was... I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a full, like, ice hotel.
That sounds so cool.
and like even the beds and stuff were ice. And
was that not uncomfortable?
Well, we haven't gone, so I don't know. But like they give you like a huge like load of blankets and everything, so you keep warm. And they give you everything that you need to stay warm, obviously.
What? So like, if the beds are made of ice, surely
It might
means
not be the beds are made of ice. It might be like the actual building's made of ice.
Oh my god!
But I mean, you know me. I'm cold now in England, so going there, I'd probably be dead.
Kai thinks a 20 degrees room is cold.
Yeah, I mean it is. At me
It's
next
not
time.
that cold.
Well, you know, there's another subject we got on this spreadsheet, which is I'm moving to America. I'm moving to California.
Oh, is that clickbait or is that not clickbait?
Yeah, I just use it. Why not? But I am looking at trying to get there. My plan is like maybe in 2021 or something like that to stay out there for like 3 months on a visa.
Yeah, that would be
or, like,
so
on
cool.
an ESTA, and then like just to confirm, like yes, I do want to live there, and then actually go through with it.
Whilst we're on this topic, because I think it'll be weird to break it up now.
Yeah.
With this whole you wanting to move to America thing, Kai explained this story briefly to me like a week or two back about what he means by this. But what is the backstory behind you potentially being able to move to America without needing to worry about their harsh and weird immigration process?
So I found that if you have family out there, you can. And the biggest thing that I've found is, obviously my dad's done a bunch of ancestry stuff before. And I asked him, do we have any American ancestors? Because if we do, they've obviously got links that go out to other family members, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I'm not 100% sure if this is right or not, but if they're still considered family, you should be able to legally move out there still.
Yeah.
No problem. And like just register to become an American citizen or whatever, basically.
Just because you got family out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you've got family, or if you have a kid, maybe that's another option. If you have a kid out there, and like, or you have a kid with someone out there, you might be able to become an American citizen for the sake of you're looking after that kid. That's how I'm like that. That's like the like things that I've like researched it a little bit, not too much, because obviously I'm trying to get other stuff done in the process of all of this.
Yeah.
But I think if you have some form of family out there, I don't know if they have to be living still. I think they still have to be living. So it's as long as you can find a family member out there and prove it somehow, which I think something like Ancestry can prove very easily, you should be able to do it, no problem.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Tune in next week.
As Kai applies to be a citizen of the United States live.
Do you know what? The only reason that I want to do it is, one, I've loved America ever since I was younger. So going there last year, or this year even, was fantastic. Whilst we were out there, even more amazing, yeah?
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing for me personally is, I said this last week, I get cold really easily. Somewhere like California is basically warm all year round.
You'd still be bloody cold.
Nah, not there.
It'd be like 30 degrees
I
heat.
wasn't very cold.
It's chilly today.
I wasn't cold in Florida. Only in the hotel room I was cold.
Fair enough.
So I think that kind of like something like that would be mwah. And
going
with
back
that
to the
said,
whole French
everyone,
thing.
Bonjour, oui, oui. Thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of thanks for listening, everyone. Appreciate it. Next week,
next time.
Tune in for well, I don't know what we're doing next week, but tune in for something good.
Follow us on Twitter at Stuck in a Podcast, at Kairos Best, at IVexSHD, and do you know what? It's the community episode next week. That's exactly what it is. So you need to send in your tweets to us. Keep your eye on the Twitter at Stuck in a Podcast for an opportunity for you to send in questions, and we answer live on the podcast.
Hon.
So yes, goodbye, bitch.
Oh god, we're getting there quick, aren't we?
You did the outro thing. This is the extended outro. It's gone quite long.
Bloody hell! All right.
Do you know what? Let's do it again. You've been listening to Eat Your Vegetables.
That's not what I've been listening to. Bye, bitch.
Bye.
Bitch.
Bitch.